It is evident that there was deprivation resulting from the diversion of iron sheets. This constitutes a loss under the detailed definition which I have given above. They were diverted to the detriment of the intended beneficiaries who lost the benefit. There was also, of course, a failure by the government of Uganda, specifically OPM, to properly keep what belonged to it as an institution, and I'm satisfied that even the OPM is closed. Lastly, there was overwhelming evidence that some of the iron sheets were never recovered. When you look at the Exhibit 14A and B and the court's count of the iron sheets that were recovered, I'm satisfied that the prosecution proved the action of Minister Tutu in allocating 2,000 iron sheets to the accused, who was not an intended beneficiary, amounted to a wrongful diversion of those, as previously stated. There is no legal requirement to prove that the persons who committed that predicate offense have been convicted, as long as evidence is presented before the court that that offense is satisfied. Lastly, the prosecution had to prove that the persons whose action led to the loss of public property knew or had reason to believe that the act or omission would cause loss. The term "having reason to believe" is a crucial subjective objective standard. The accused had more than sufficient reason to believe the iron sheets and that any allocation of the same signal diversion, which is a corrupt act, as I earlier set out, any reasonable person in her position would have had the same reason to believe. I find the prosecution has proved this element. In conclusion, the prosecution has proved all the elements of the offense to the required standard. The assessors advised me to convict the accused, and they added that if there had been bad blood between the minister and the accused, how then could the latter call her to allot her 2,000 paper sheets? I found that reasoning quite persuasive, because the accused had stated in her defense that the minister and her were not seeing eye to eye, and that she was even fighting her politically. So it did not make sense.